the youngest WWE champions of each respective title, the WWE and World Tag Titles. The WWE has two distinct tag titles on the main roster, and as for the WWE Tag Titles, the youngest wrestler to ever win the titles is Dirty Dom himself, Dominic Mysterio. Mysterio captured the titles with his Hall of Fame father at just 24. But in relation to the World Tag Titles, Nicholas, a literal child, would become the youngest champion in WWE history at the age of 10 at WrestleMania 34. Nicholas would team with Braun Strowman to defeat the Bar on the grandest stage of WrestleMania, and this booking move received vast criticism, which was completely justified. The Hardcore Title. WWE live events in the early 2000s were often great showcases for the Hardcore title, as the WWE would feature hardcore title changes, and it gave fans the impression that they were getting their money's worth by seeing multiple title switches in one show. One of the names who won the title at a live event in 2002 was Christopher Nowinski. Nowinski would win the title at just 23, making him the youngest hardcore champion in company history. The NXT title. The youngest NXT champion on the male side is Bo Dallas. When Uncle Howdy himself won the title on NXT TV, he was just 22 years old. His run with the title was vastly underrated, and Dallas showed the world that he was going to be able to deliver compelling and gripping character work for the rest of his career. Dallas would have an extended reign with the title before he would eventually drop it to Neville. In relation to the women's title, the youngest champion is actually the first ever, that being Paige. Paige would win the title in 2013 in a tournament to crown the inaugural champion, and Paige was just 20 years old at the time. Now, this record is going to be extremely hard to conquer, as WWE giving a wrestler this big of an opportunity before the age of 20 would be highly unlikely. When it comes to Paige's reign, it was one of dominance, and she was never even defeated for the title. When she was called up to the WWE main roster following WrestleMania 30, she instantly won the Divas title, and this led to the next GM at JBL simply stripping her of the NXT Women's title. The 24/7 title. The 24/7 title had a bizarre history, and WWE often allowed celebrities to win the title. But with that being said, the youngest champion ever isn't an active member of the WWE roster, but he is a name that has stolen the show at various WWE events, and his name is Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny captured the title in a backstage segment on Raw in early 2021, officially making him the youngest 24/7 champion in company history at just 26. In a rather hilarious moment, Bunny relinquished the title to R-Truth in exchange for Stone Cold Steve Austin memorabilia, and this pretty much summed up the status of the title at the time. The Cruiserweight title. The initial lineage of the Cruiserweight title, which incorporates WCW, states that wrestling legend Rey Mysterio is the youngest champion of all time at the age of 21. However, Mysterio also shares that record with the final ever WWE Cruiserweight champion of the inaugural timeline, Hornswoggle. WWE making Hornswoggle the final champion didn't sit well with fans at the time, yet it was apparent way before the Hornswoggle victory that WWE had lost all interest in the once celebrated Cruiserweight division. But in 2016, WWE decided to bring the title back with a new design, and it decided to completely ignore the prior lineage. It's unclear why exactly this was, as the prior lineage had names such as Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, and Chris Jericho all attached to it. It's possible that WWE were fully aware that they didn't present the title in the best way, particularly during the later stages of the Ruthless Aggression era, and they simply wanted to start over fresh. The youngest champion during the existence of the new title was Lio Rush, who won the title at 24. Rush's victory came when the title was presented as the NXT Cruiserweight title, and Rush would hold the title for just 2 months before losing it to Angel Garza. The women's title. Due to the WWE having various women's titles over the years, there are numerous lineages to explore and dissect. The first dates from 1956 to 2010, and for this lineage, the youngest champion ever was Wendy Richter, who won the title at the age of 22. The women's title that is currently seen on SmackDown as a lineage dating back to WrestleMania 32, with the inaugural champion being Charlotte Flair. But the youngest champion here is Sasha Banks, who won the title at 24 in 2016 when she defeated the aforementioned Flair on Raw. The women's title that is currently on Raw kicked off its lineage at the 2016 Backlash event with Becky Lynch as the inaugural champion. The youngest champion as things stand is Alexa Bliss, who won the title in late 2016 at the age of 25. Bliss's victory came at the TLC pay-per-view when she defeated the inaugural champion, and it came as a huge surprise at the time, as Bliss was extremely new to the WWE main roster, and they were seemingly happy with Lynch being the face of the women's roster over on the Blue brand. The US title. WWE's lineage of the US title also acknowledges the WCW history of the title, and whilst this means WWE and their fans can honor and respect the history of the WCW lineage, it also means that the youngest champion of all time is David Flair. In 1999, Flair became a central figure on WCW television, and he was truly in over his head. Flair looked out of place, and it was clear he should have been nowhere near a wrestling ring. In a move that was incredibly damaging to the legitimacy and history of the US title, on an episode of Nitro, Flair would be awarded the US title from his dad, Ric Flair. Flair was just 20 years old at the time of his supposed victory. Flair would have a reign that would last just over a month before he dropped it to Chris Benoit on Nitro in a match that is easily the worst featured match of Benoit's entire career. The Intercontinental Championship. The Intercontinental Championship is one of WWE's most prestigious titles, and it may come as a surprise that the youngest champion of all time was crowned way back in 2001. On a random episode of SmackDown, Jeff Hardy defeated Triple H to become the Intercontinental Champion. This shocking upset led to Hardy becoming the youngest champion ever at just 23 years old. Whilst this moment was short-lived, this was truly one of the standout moments of Hardy's career, and the pop he received upon winning the title was thunderous. Hardy would go on to have several other reigns with the title over his decorated WWE career, yet this particular win will always have a special place in the hearts of fans. The Universal Title. The Universal Title was introduced in 2016 to act as a world title for the Raw brand. Although the negative reception to the title's reveal was heavily damaging, numerous legendary names managed to get a reign with the title, and it gave stars such as Kevin Owens and Finn Balor their only world title runs in the company. But speaking of Owens, he is the youngest Universal Champion of all time. Owens won the vacant title on Raw in 2016, and he was just 32 years old when he became champion. Owens is a key name that fans have been actively pushing WWE to give another run with the gold. One reign in his entire WWE career is abysmal when analysing the quality of work he's delivered, and hopefully this is something that WWE rectifies. The World Title. The original world title lineage in WWE goes from 2002 to 2013, and the youngest ever champion was Randy Orton. Orton captured the world title in the main event of SummerSlam in 2004 at the age of just 24. Some fans question if Orton was ready for such a huge moment at this time, as he was seen by many as immature and had a lot of growing up to do. Evidently, WWE didn't believe that Orton was fully ready to be the face of the company, as just a few short weeks later, he would lose the title to Triple H at the 2004 Unforgiven pay-per-view. That's been an urban legend for years that WWE only allowed Orton to win the world title because they didn't want Brock Lesnar having any type of WWE record. This has never been confirmed, yet the legend certainly has some substance. In relation to the modern-day world title that has existed since 2023, the youngest champion today is Gunther, who won the title at SummerSlam 2024 at the age of 36. And the WWE title. The WWE title is the top prize in the company, and so many elite names have had the honor of carrying the WWE's pride and joy around their waist. The youngest champion of all time was crowned back in 2002 when WWE decided to make Brock Lesnar, who was just 25 years old at the time, the new WWE champ. Lesnar had a breakout year in 2002 as he just won the King of the Ring and proceeded to defeat The Rock in the main event of SummerSlam to become the youngest WWE champion in company history. Is it possible that this record is eventually broken? Well, it's entirely possible due to WWE signing younger athletes across North America, and is definitely something that's feasible over the next decade. But there you have it, folks, the youngest WWE champions ever. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.